Hello and thanks for joining us on TVC News at 11. Begin with security matters, where the police headquarters has activated strategies to combat kidnapping in Buhari, Abuja. Force Public Relations Officer, Assistant Commissioner of Police Olumuyiwa Adejobi made this known in a statement. He explained that in the wake of the abduction of 6 young girls in the Buhari Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory, the police force has already initiated a comprehensive plan of action as a force headquarters is diligently coordinating efforts to address the situation and prevent any further occurrence. He added that due to the sensitivity of the situation, the actions being taken are discreet and the details have been kept confidential to avoid compromising ongoing operations. The force PRO added that the police are engaging in contacting individuals crucial to the rescue operations and investigation, as the objective is not only to bring perpetrators to justice, but also to intensify efforts in rescue operations of victims still in captivity. And moving now to Delta State, where the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogalla, has promised to ensure increased crude oil production in the nation. This comes as he has promised maximum support to the Logistics Command headquarters by providing assistance to all the combat formations. Ikena Ameche has the details.
At the center of the Nigerian Navy fight against crude oil thieves is the Logistics Command headquarters that provides all the necessary support to the combat formation to function effectively. In his tour of naval units, outposts and formations, the Chief of Naval Staff is here in Ogara to see things for himself. For the flag officer commanding, the Logistic Headquarters Command can better carry out his function with adequate support from the Nigerian Navy headquarters.
Process coming back again for each and every event. So you prepare something and somehow when you completed it, another form came up, you have to go through the entire process. I think this is very inefficient. And we are thinking that maybe we can improve on this by creating a system for support space.
After listening to the demands of the Logistics Command, the Chief of Naval Staff assured them that the 2024 budget made necessary provisions to enable better service of the force.
Our 2023 appropriation, we have provision to construct tank storage facilities. I believe that in 4 locations, which I think we have identified those 4 locations, I think that to some extent, provide some support when it comes to this issue of inadequate storage facilities.
According to the Nigerian Navy, its fight against economic saboteurs is yielding positive results with an increase to 1.7 million barrels per day in crude oil production, and it is expected to rise this year with a renewed commitment of the Nigerian Navy. Ikena Ameche, TVC News, Ogara, Delta State.
And to other matters, supporters of the People's Democratic Party across the 17 local government areas of Plateau State have turned out in large numbers to welcome the Governor Caleb Mutfwang back to the state after his victory at the Supreme Court on Friday. It was quite an unusual crowd of supporters at the Yakubu Gowon Airport as many gathered to see the arrival of the governor and celebrate his victory. Funom Joshua tells us more in this report.
The celebration of the People's Democratic Party's victory at the Supreme Court has entered its second day in Jos, Plateau State capital. The arrival of the state governor Caleb Mutfwang from the federal capital to Jos, the state capital, saw a large turnout of residents and supporters of the party who came to welcome and celebrate with him. The event in the state capital caused a serious gridlock for motorists plying the highway due to the crowd that came out.
This court case has been a major distraction to this government, and I can assure you that with this put on the side now, we call on everybody to join hands together and look at the bigger picture, which is the common interest of the Plateau man.
I want to assure Plateau people that will give the governor and the Plateau people the best, as we promise.
The governor we have, and with this victory, Plateau State is in for the best. We know what they have started doing, and we are sure he will do it.
By this judgment yesterday, I can assure you that His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has earned my respect.
So I would want to encourage Plateau people to support Governor Caleb Mutfwang. He has demonstrated that he is truly a lover of Plateau.
The state governor addressed the crowd shortly after arriving in the state capital, saying the time for distraction is over and now it's time to focus on governance.
I know how he was pushed. I know how they tried to use his name to intimidate the judiciary, but he refused. I stand on record to say he refused to intrude into the political space, into the judicial space. That is why their lordships could deliver their judgment without fear or favor. But that is not to say that we do not salute the courage of their lordships. They had the courage to deliver justice according to law, and we are grateful to them. We are grateful to Mr. President, we are grateful to the judiciary. There may be people who have not done well, but we cannot throw the baby at the bathwater. And when we lose the judiciary, the hope of the common man is lost. But yesterday, our hope, our respect, our belief in justice was restored yesterday.
Residents, irrespective of party differences or religious or ethnic background, have been urged to support the government. Phonom Joshua, TVC News, Jos.
And a group known as the Nasarawa State Youth Coalition has called on the Supreme Court to dispense justice in the state governorship election appeal and shun all forms of technicalities. Recall that the People's Democratic Party had filed a petition at the Apex Court challenging the decision of the Court of Appeal for upholding the victory of Governor Abdullahi Sule of the All Progressives Congress. The Supreme Court has now slated Tuesday, January 16 for hearing and possible judgment. Addressing a press conference in Lafia, leader of the youth group, Ilya Awuna, commended the judgment delivered so far by the Supreme Court and wants the court to look at the Nasarawa governorship election appeal on its merit.
We commend the Justice for Restoring Hope and the President, who refused to interfere but join in safeguarding the principles of separation of power for the greater good of our country and its future. It is our hope that the voices of the masses will triumph all over Nigeria when issue of technicalities will consign to repair and workshop. We call on all well-meaning Nigerians to join us in prayers for justice to prevail in the Supreme Court, peace in our nations and unity in our communities. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the faith in Supreme Court to deliver their judgment based on what will reshape our democracy and nation under the Renew Hope agenda. We stand united in our belief that justice will prevail.
And Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum has expressed concern about the overloading of trucks plying federal border highways from Maiduguri to Chad and Cameroon. According to him, overloading of vehicles carrying more than 100 metric tons of industrial and household products on the Maiduguri-Gamboru Road is an economic sabotage. JC Tafida tells us more.
Maiduguri-Gamboru Roads links commuters and businessmen from Nigeria to Chad, Cameroon, and as far as Central Africa. It is one of the busiest trans-border highway in the state. The 135-kilometer Maiduguri-Gamboru-Ngala Road is in a very bad condition. This is due to overloading of trucks, a situation the governor is concerned about.
Most of them carry loads of more than 100 tons, some up to 150 tons. 2,000 bags of cement in one trailer. That has completely destroyed the road between Maiduguri to Gamboru-Ngala. It's a sabotage. If anybody wants to go with his goods, 600 bags within the allowable limits, we don't have any problem. The allowable limit will be communicated to you very soon. The chairman of the local government and the commission of transport will also come here with the stakeholders of this town so that they should define the allowable limits.
This behavior by drivers is also a threat to public safety. Moving forward, the state government plans to collaborate with relevant federal agencies to address the deteriorating state of border roads.
One very important thing that we are looking for improvement is in the area of transborder trade. Transborder trade is very important because it will enhance the means of livelihood of the people of Borno State, and most especially the people of Borno. It will reduce insurgency because poverty will be reduced once there is an increase in transborder trade.
Despite the government's commitment to improving transborder trade, necessary measures will be taken to protect the road network. Jesse Tofida, TVC News, Gamboru.
In Abuja, the Minister of Works, David Umahi, says in 24 months, all sections of the Abuja-Kaduna-Kano Highway will be completed. He stated this during an inspection of the Abuja-Kaduna section of the highway. Correspondent Habib Alawal has the details.
One of Nigeria's most important highways is the long stretch of the Abuja to Kaduna Road. It strategically connects the north-central zone to the core north. The Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano Road forms a critical part of this larger highway system, enabling the movement of people and products from the north to the south and connecting Nigeria to North Africa via the Lagos-Algiers Trans-African Highway. To address the poor condition and deterioration of this priority road, in 2018, the federal government, under the previous administration, contracted the road with a promise to complete it within 36 months. But due to insecurity and the lack of free flow of goods and services, Minister of Works David Umahi negotiated with the contractor who agreed to complete 15 kilometers daily.
Concentration is going to be to finish that 20 kilometers, so we should have people, a team working there. Then another section of 82 kilometers, we should be able to have 2 teams working there. And then the last section, which is the 0 point, we should have 1 team working there. That's the only way we can get it completed. While the contractors source out how to deploy these 4 teams at the same time, will we be sorting out the payments, and we may have to agree on milestone completion. And that's why the Honorable Minister is here, who's been doing quite a lot to manage the shape of our turbulent economy.
We want the goods to move freely across the country, help to bring down food prices, bring down inflation, and help stabilize the economy. And we will be doing more of such, following up on the mandate and following up on the funding that has been made available to ensure that work is going on at the right pace.
Infrastructure is a priority of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration, and the way to get food prices down through good transportation and easy movement of agricultural products. Habib Alawal, TVC News.